Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. Friday again, so welcome to the fabulous weekend, and I hope yours is a fabulous one. Right, I'm up with some more Eiffel Store projects today, and one of the ones I've done today is this. I've got that little bit I've got to poke out yet, and that is the flower-shaped background die. I did all of the measurements on the hall die, and because I'd suggested an idea for this, I thought I'd better do it, so I did. So I've used that one. I've used this one, which I thought was a little bit wacky. Could be Christmas, could be anything, you know. It sort of looks like the skeleton of a leaf, but it can also be wacky candy cane or even silver birch trees. Just let your imagination run wild. I've used one of the other snowflakes from Eiffel Store. I've used the Christmas cat, and I've used the Christmas Santa Claus, and I've used my lovely sentiments, and I've also used another one which is a couple of years old, and I do believe you can't get this because when it was made there was a fault on the die. It actually says sparkle, but the S and P are separate from the arcle, so they're not connected. So when you cut them, you sort of like have to maneuver them and butt them up against each other. So I doubt that you can find that one, although I did design a sequin shaker envelope with sparkle and shine on it, which is a similar font. Right, so first up is the flower, and that's what I did. I used some distress glitter in, which one's that? That's Vintage Photo and Mustard Seeds, and I just took a pinch and blended them both together and did the center of that card just by dripping in some glossy accents. And this is a kind of sunflower yellow pearlized card, and this one is from Joanne. And then I've used some wood grain cardstock from Tuesday Morning on the background. So the hardest part of this is actually piecing the bits back in once you've cut the actual background layer. And then after that, because all the petals are the same size, you can just run it through and just cut as many petals and pop them out as you want. And I glued them just along the inside edges and then curled them up. Now, I was being a bit quick with it because personally 2 or 3 layers would look absolutely fabulous, and it would also make a great lotus flower, and you could put lotus leaves up the corners of your die. So anyway, that is what I did with that, and you can see all that lovely dimension. So that is the flower background. Right, next up is Mr. Santa. And there he is. I forgot to use his gloved hands. He's supposed to have a gloved hand either side, and I didn't put them on, but you'll see them on the image on the website. And I used some ribbon at the top to try and tie in. I absolutely love this brightly coloured chevron paper, and that's from the North Pole pack from Hobby Lobby again. But let's see if we can get the detail. See, you've got all his little creases in his hat, and you could use one of those white fluffy pom-poms from Dollar Tree and stick it on there if you wanted even more dimension. And there's that snowflake. There's my lovely sentiment die. Let's see. There we go. That's a bit better. My 4mm black flatbacks there as the eyes, and I've got fluff on white. I don't like that. Oh, it's not fluff, it's glitter. And I just think it looks really lovely with that apple green pearlized cardstock from Joanne. Really bright and cheerful. So, oh yeah, that tag is from the KLJ UYP planner tag set, which kind of gives you virtually every size of tag you could ever need. But isn't he gorgeous? I just think he's so cute. Let's get a close up. There we are. I do love to use my flatbacks, and I use 2 sizes, and I usually find that the 2 sizes are good for everything. And if I reach over what I'm doing here, these are the 1.5 that look like caviar. Those are for my tiny, tiny characters. And then those are the 4mm, which are perfect for that size. And I am going to measure it so that you can see the size of that. Right, from the top of his hat down to his peekaboo bit is just over 2 3/4 inches. Now, one of the nice things about this is you could get an embossing folder and you could have him peeking over a brick wall or poking out of the top of a chimney. You can do all sorts of things with that because he is a little sort of peekaboo Santa. Right, so that's that one. Next up is the Christmas cat, and I've also used one of my PU stars there, my faux leather stars in red for this one. And there's that background eye. Do you see what I mean? You can kind of like use it with anything. I put the chevron behind it and had it pointing in an opposite direction kind of thing. But it's sort of like, it's like trees, or it's like candy cane, or it's like whatever you imagine it to be. And there's those 4mm flatbacks. Try saying that really quickly. Black pearl flatbacks, and a little tiny touch of white pen there in the paw. And I've used my Touch 5 in Cool Grey 2 around the edges of his cheeks there. But I just think that's really, really sweet. Really cute cat. And as I was saying about that sparkle, you know, you have to connect your arkle on the end. But I just think that's lovely. That's a great card for a child. And I am going to measure that. And that is 3, yeah, it is 3 inches. But isn't he gorgeous? Let's do a close-up on him. He's got his little eyelashes and his cheeky face. Love that. I do love these stars. I just put them on glue dots so that they've got a bit of twizzle in them. Right, so that's what I've got for you today. Now, I am going to show you what I've made this week, because I made quite a lot this week. Started at the beginning with KS Craft and did the gingerbread house there. See if we can get some close up on that. The little candy canes in the pots. So I made that one, and also did the Halloween coffin with the cross. So did that one. Did the planner page there with the reindeer, and it is dark green, but for some weird reason it shows black. So I also did that one, and then on the tutorial we did the lovely door, and behind there the polar bears that wouldn't stamp. That was the Tuesday tutorial. So I did that one. Just wrap that around there for a second. So I give all my things to an old people's home so that they can continue playing or just send them off to relatives. I use the little gingerbread icons to do a couple of rosettes, and that's that cardstock again, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I've got more icons here that I can add to stuff next week, sort of little tags. I could even have put a couple onto those cards that I made. I did the doily die on the easel there with another star, so I did that one. And also the glorious, glorious Santa hats. They are just absolutely gorgeous, my absolute favourite. I just want to keep cutting them out. If I drink lots and lots of coffee, I can just keep going, cutting out little Santa hats. And what great sort of like confetti as well, to pop 2 or 3 inside a card so that when somebody opens it, they just drop out into their lap. I just absolutely love that one. And then I tried to be, well, I think I succeeded in being cool, elegant and graceful. Just grey and silver and white. Such a lovely card. It is quite sophisticated. I do like that. And then, of course, the Christmas bauble. with all of that gorgeous, so easy to cut out holly. You can just keep going with that again. But as I say, you know, I might keep going with the Santa hats this weekend. But I am going to be up next week, probably on Friday, with some more from Eiffel Store, because on Monday I have a huge, and I mean huge, design team haul from MX Art. So I'm going to be sharing that with you on Monday with a few projects. And then on Tuesday, I promised the KS Craft porch door. So going to be doing that one. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, more projects for MXR, and I will try and get back to Eiffel Store on Friday. So I've got my week planned out, and I intend to scribble it all down on a piece of paper and stick it on the PC monitor so I don't forget. Right, you have an absolutely awesome weekend. As usual, all links below. Bye.